I'm sorry, what?
Welcome back to an all new episode of Money's Real Mother. I'm your host, Kaylin, and if you're new here, I'm glad you made your way to the space. Before we get started, where we left off, I have to say, let me recap because I'll get too emotional. In our first episode, Sydney shared being raised by her uncles who are infamous famous twins, sharing about some childhood trauma as well. I know, I got it right that time.
I
I'm so
know, but
proud.
you won't let it go.
I can't.
It's so funny.
I think
They raised me for a month on the streets of Nashville with a hot dog stand.
But you have the stories
I
alone
know.
enough, and the
It
fact,
was a whole micro life.
and I will say that right there, being the highlight of your childhood dynamic, like I, I have to, like
I know. I
it's
know.
like that was formative years right there,
Absolutely.
and then I finally get it right. But on the third episode, having to edit the notes
No,
too was
you're
also
fine.
humbling.
It's all good. It's all good. The tism runs deep and honest. The 122 on the rads was earned.
Oh, yeah,
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 they were like, I don't know if this is complex PTSD or if it runs in the family. And I'm like,
familial,
eh,
genetic.
I'm kind of seeing a pattern right now. Totally genetic.
Some of my cousins are related on both sides, so definitely genetic.
Okay, but literally,
Yeah.
I am actually literally. I do have some cousins that
Well,
are married or were. They both passed.
yeah. But
They loved
any,
each other a lot. I have their urns.
oh God, R.I.P. But through that, she shared about additionally being raised by her mother, going back and forth in that dynamic, coming of age, first boyfriends, first serious relationships, and then first trials of motherhood. Not only just the first trials of motherhood, but the first time ever really facing things that weren't necessarily common experiences to everyone. Before we get too into it, number one, I want to thank you for being so vulnerable. So many people have stepped forward into the space to talk about how incredible of a mother you are, even through those trials. I get emotional thinking about it because I I can't imagine what it's like to be going through that heaviness and like the unknown and like you did your absolute best.
Yeah, no, I mean, I tried to just be a pillar, even though, and that's something, I don't want all of this to just be pure trauma. This is stuff like I had to face these things, everything that kind of happened in my childhood. Like I've had to kind of repeat these things in my own ways through my adult life. And it has been very hard and very challenging, but also it is so rewarding to know how hard you've worked. It's between you and God, and I just want people to understand like there are people out there who do have options and they have choices and all this help and these tribes and these families. And then there is people out here who come from so much brokenness that they don't even want to reach in there and ask for that help.
Right.
Like, I don't know what I'm doing,
Yeah.
but I know it's not that. So, I'm
After
trying to reparent myself.
no, 100%. And after being told our entire lives that our bare needs were an inconvenience, even and it's like, hey girl, like you actually like had me.
Yeah.
Like or hey dad.
No, and I mean, we've talked
I
deeply about this.
I was just thirsty.
Yeah.
And so with that, like having that and asking for help feels like one of the biggest burdens. And I was very thankful because, of course, throughout this last month, like we have grown together in sharing these stories and unpacking them in a way that is impactful because truly you can't have testimony without the test.
Absolutely not.
And that's why talking about this and what happened is important because of where you are now, the growth that you've experienced, and your healing in that. So,
Yeah.
like, I just, before we get too deep into it, like, I have to give you your flowers because you deserve them.
Well, thank you. And I definitely, I hope that I do deserve them, and that's something that I have had a very hard time with in my life.
You absolutely
And
do. You don't have to hope.
well, no, absolutely, but we have to be, continuously faithful in order to be able to continuously receive. And it's like, I preach that to my kids too. God's never going to give you anything more if you don't take care of what you have. Um,
God
you
never
know,
promised us an easy life,
Absolutely
100%.
not. He just said it was possible.
Hmm.
He gave you a shovel. What are you going to do with it?
He said
Um,
80 years plus. He didn't say an easy 80 years plus.
yeah, no, and it is like I don't want this final episode to really end on just a lot of negativity. And I know that where we left off, and we are going to get into it. Let's go.
Okay. The burning question on everyone's mind from last week's episode is who the fuck was it? We all rise at dawn, and I'm going to let you take it from here.
And absolutely, of course, that is the T. That I would be no better than them if I did something like that. Um, and it does no good, and it doesn't matter because there are people like this in our lives that we are going to encounter multiple times. And it's a testament to who you are. And through this, I got to discover who I really was. I was very gullible. If somebody was to tell me I was a bad mom, like, I believed them. Like, I got so low. I sat with it and I forgave my own mother deeply in my heart because I was like, damn it. Is this what it feels like? Like, maybe my kids are better off without me.
Yeah.
Like, maybe this is the better route. Like, maybe they can provide better. Um, and then,
We often hear negativity louder than we hear anything else.
yeah, and
And
like, I don't
because
have a lot of worth in myself. I don't know what I'm doing.
And can I just tell you, putting yourself in a category to where you forgive your mom for being permissible in abuse that you suffered because of someone doing the most to harm you and make you feel less than because their inadequacies makes me so sad.
Well,
And like, I just say that
mhm,
because I know what it's like to feel low. Like, I know what
yeah,
it's like to feel like there's like how how could all of like of course that's true. And
yeah.
then I deserved everything that I got because of da 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 because of abuse
Mhm.
and because of trauma. Those feelings don't change just because you get older. You will face them again. You will face people who
Mhm.
are abusive and want to be nasty and hurtful
Yeah.
because they're hurt and it doesn't excuse the behavior, not even in the slightest. I cool, hurt people. Fuck you though. Like that
Yeah.
was like the like fuck
Yeah, I
off.
mean, there does. There
But
comes like a limit, guys,
but
where it just
we
like
can't help
leave
how we're
kids out of it,
treated.
.
Right, exactly. Exactly. We can't help how we're treated,
Mhm.
but we have to love ourselves loudly enough to where we can help how we're treated.
Yeah, and I mean, I want you guys to truly know, like, even reading those messages, like, this stuff hasn't even crossed my mind necessarily with the court case in a very long time because it was so hard and it was a very difficult season, but at the end of the day, like, I proved it to myself, like, I won primary residential custody. I by the last DCS visit, the lady already knew what was going on. She could well and tell I was a perfectly fit mom. Like, They've already come to my job, they've come to the house, they've done the drug checks, like, they've checked with my people, and they're not finding anything, and she's like, "We know, this is just, the routine check." They gave my daughter a brand new bicycle, um,
That Christmas.
that
Oh,
Christmas,
yes.
and I had just become a single mother again, which, we will definitely get into, but it was a time of a lot of faith and resilience, and it is not about how strong you are or how strong you think you are. It's about how long you can stay strong.
Yeah.
It's about
Mm,
your endurance in faithfulness,
mm.
that it will be okay. And I did. I sat with that. I just kept telling myself to do the next right thing. I did not retaliate in malice ways. It hurt. It was painful. It was a lot of confusion. But in the end, like, karma is a bitch and it does come full circle.
Amen.
And I was granted, $30,000 in the court for the house that, wasn't, but was mine.
Yeah.
It was mine.
Right.
And, um, and then, life does go on. And unfortunately, with life, like there are always trials and tribulations.
So then what happened with the texting thing? Because that's a crime. Right. Right.
Well, of course,
Yeah.
because they're text-free apps and stuff like that. Like, we definitely could have done a deep dive, all the things. Like, listen, like I'm already,
We're saying
we are poor,
yeah.
right now. Like
Right.
me
Right.
and Welby are poor. I've just had a baby on a unpaid maternity leave because I had to move out
Right.
of my
Yeah.
city and quit my job. And so I was not going to go any further with that, like I had a lot of small help along the way. Like I paid for the first lawyer completely. I 10 out of 10 on record do not ever recommend Hannah Burdine. If you
Okay.
ever need one, just so y'all know,
Got
don't
it.
do it. Timothy Potter, though, man, this was one of those other things that continued to develop my own confidence.
Okay.
And this man is who I hired. He's a lawyer out of Dixon who I hired for the house because, again, like I have a lot of equity in this house. We bought this
Right.
house together. It's for me and like it's for our daughter. That's fine, done deal. But he doesn't usually take custody cases because he's extremely Christian, and Wesley and I were not legally married.
Ooh.
He took it over from Hannah Burdine for $5,000 that my mom came in clutch and did pay.
Oh
And
wow.
that was amazing, and it was a godsend, because I've already paid him for the other part.
Right.
And I did have to pay him more out of, the settlement that I ended up getting, but he believed in my case and saw what was happening to me so clearly. He was like, "Nah, girl, like you're coming with me."
So
And I mean, he did. I'm
absolutely not.
telling you, like
Oh.
he did try. He shut it down as fast as he could, and and it all did work out, in our favor essentially. And I'm so grateful. And then on the other hand, we have, me and my son and my daughter and my son's, father who is Welby. And Welby and I met in 2021. It was right after I had it wasn't right after. It was probably 3 months after I had separated from Wesley.
Okay.
And we really clicked really, really well.
He's so fun.
Very similar spirits. He took me on the best first date I have ever been on in my
Mm.
entire life, and we went rock climbing, and I whooped his ass.
I love that.
And we were very inseparable from there on after. He had ambition and drive, like he was going to be an electrician. He didn't come from a lot either. He
Mhm.
had experienced a lot of loss in his life. He is somebody who deeply is grateful for the things he has. And along the lines of this whole journey through the court case and the pregnancy and like me losing my house and moving in with friends to moving into another, city, he had some very traumatic events that he couldn't have controlled happen to him. And it made him lead more into alcoholism. Um, and so, he gets fired from a job,
Mm.
over it. And it's, it's bad. He has a grip on it every once in a while, definitely like an up and down there for a while. And
Right.
then towards the end, which was right after I became a stay-at-home mom for the very first time in my life, after we have won primary residential custody, after, everything has kind of settled down. Um,
This happens and it
you know,
changes everything.
well, no, I mean, the traumatic event happened far before it, but I didn't find out for a long
Okay, got it.
time. But once you know things, you can't unknow things. And, so it was unfortunate. And everybody does have to face their demons in their own way. And it's not my place to shed light on other people's demons.
Right.
But he did. He was deep into alcoholism,
Yeah.
and it had crumbled our relationship. It had led to situations that I couldn't sit here and encourage other women to stay in. It did. It led to putting hands on each other, and it wasn't okay. And as a mother, I had to put my foot down. Um, and he
Mm.
left the end of September, early October of 2024. Okay. So now Sydney's ballsed up, no job, 2 kids, no village. What do you do?
And yeah, you're not talking to anyone.
Like, no, no.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I have freaking like Kelsey, who
Right.
I have just went over to her house and just
L-
trauma dumped, and she's just
Love
like
you,
been, yeah,
girl.
like God help me, just take care of me. Like she'd feed me soup, like she would
Right.
just take care of me.
Mm.
And it was so good to have somebody like that. But
And I'll pause real quick, as I shared with you
absolutely,
earlier, and I want to reshare this too, is that Kelsey acted with such integrity during that time. And her and I were close. I would call, and sometimes I could tell she was like pausing to even ask if it was okay to say that you were there. And it was never like, hey, I'm here taking care of Sydney in a bad situation. It
yeah,
was, hey, I'm hanging out with my friend. And I'm like, oh, okay, girl, do your thing. I
yeah.
never knew
Well,
in the
yeah,
slightest bit of what you were going through. And Jackie and her actually helped me out as well during that time and bought a battery for my car, which I talked about on our show because at the time we had literally nothing. Like, there
yeah,
was no way I was gonna get back and forth. I couldn't afford another $450 battery. Maybe that is extreme. It may have been $300, but even still, that was a lot for me. So I no, I've always appreciated the way that her family shows up. Her
yes.
and Jenna's family both. Like,
Mm. No,
I love them down bad.
absolutely. I mean, and again, like I am nothing but grateful right now in this season of my life because, like,
Honestly, shout out to Mama Carol.
God
Yeah.
really removes all the people that do not serve good purpose. Like, you got to
Mhm.
grow or you go. And I
Yes.
had to let some go in the last 5 years of my life.
Yes.
And I am so glad I did,
Oh,
because
100%.
like I met some real people. Like I did. I showed up to this girl's house pregnant at times in my bathrobe, haven't showered. I'm like, God, like just what do I do? And I'm trying to move very privately because I don't feel like I can trust anybody. I don't
Right?
know what is going on, but
Especially, like, getting those messages, feeling
yes.
in that, like,
And
just
then, like, I immediately dive into this, and they're the only ones who really know what's going on with that too, because they're the only people that I feel like I can trust right now.
mhm.
And she is the
Meanwhile
one that guided, me through like Sydney, all right, like it's time. Like
yeah.
it's time. You gotta, you gotta do it. And she made me feel like I could, and that's what we need to surround ourselves with women. Like, you are not gonna sit here and tell me that you are a good, godly woman just because
Mm.
you go to church every Sunday, but you spend your spare time breaking other women down. Like, I would
Woo!
rather have Kelsey, who will talk to you like freaking Billy Bob Thornton so fast
Amen.
and tell you
Yes.
what's up, and you don't have to question anything. And you can show back up the next day, and she's gonna be like, "All right, you hungry?"
Yep.
Say like, that's what it is. We can have bad days.
Yes. I'm the type of friend who I'm going to tell you exactly what, like, hey, what you're doing, foul as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Mhm.
Like, you move better than that. I'll hold you to a higher standard than that.
Yes.
And it's not judgment. It's not
No.
anything. It's that I'm supporting you in being the real and true person that you are because
Yes.
you know better.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm gonna always support you in knowing better
Mhm.
because I love you and I want you to be the woman that you want to be.
Yeah.
And if you don't have women who love themselves and truly love you, then you're never gonna have that.
Yeah, no, and, like, literally, I'm telling you, and when you talk about shame, okay, like, you there is no worse feeling in the entire world that will bring you down, and, I was in a very deep, shameful time, I had been trying to hide this, like.
Isolation is the devil's playground. What is the main ingredient for isolation? Shame.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I was so scared to reach out too. It wasn't even just about protecting myself anymore. It was like, I'm trying to make sure like my daughter stays safe and like and I've protected her like from all of it up until the certain point that I was like, all right, like this is done. Like I can't protect you anymore.
Mm,
Sorry, dude. Like
right.
sorry. Here we
So,
go.
circling back,
Mhm.
I
No, you're fine, dude.
I swear, someone get me another mic stand
How about we just
because
get a headset? I feel like we could just be like truckers.
it, oh my god,
Yes.
that's so funny. A J-Lo headset
Get a
with these
CB.
on. Breaker one too. So just to circle back,
Mhm.
you you get full custody.
Mhm. Everything is okay from the outside for about 1 year. I think I won the full custody in, like, May of 2023 or the primary residential custody, and then on the house, it was September of 2023. So, everything is pretty chill. I work, I'm still hustling, life is good for a while.
And then at this point,
Mhm.
do you know who has sent these messages? Are they still
Oh,
continuing?
you are okay. No, they never continued again. I did
Okay.
that day. I filed 2, I don't even know if I didn't press charges, but I did. I filed it for paperwork for the courts just in case. It is public record at Dixon County. You are welcome to look it up. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it was if I bet you I can literally remember the date. I think it was November. There was a few. November 18th of 2023.
Oh my god.
I was still pregnant and, we had just moved. I've lost my house. Like I've done everything, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Okay.
And I am, still getting this.
Good.
But they did end up stopping.
I just wanted to make sure for our listeners specifically
Mhm.
because sometimes we don't necessarily we'll say it without saying it
Yeah.
and because we are so good at that, sometimes people will directly ask, "So what did you do? How
Yes.
did this person become held accountable? Did anything happen?" Um,
Karma definitely did its own work there,
okay,
and I do. And I believe I didn't let myself do that kind of petty stuff. Like I
good.
was but it wasn't even from like the place like I want to say I was such a good person,
R Yeah,
like I get it and I was really trying to be a good person. Really deep in like I was really deep in Cora at that time because I'm telling you the court case season was the hardest season to have, and she was going to kindergarten that year. I'm having a new baby this year. Her dad's having a new baby this year.
huh,
Everything is happening this year. We're moving out of your only home you've ever known this year.
yeah.
It was
A big
so
a
much.
big monumental first year
Yes.
as a grade schooler and then expanding families, God,
And, I mean,
I
she's
can
being
imagine.
interviewed on the side by DCS on the inside, and I just again,
Re-editing that was so I got so emotional.
it was time does not heal all wounds, but, like, you're inside of this bubble, and the bubble does get bigger.
Mhm.
And I am so thankful because I cried a Mississippi River
Oh,
of
yeah.
tears during all of this. Like, I was not a brave face. Like, I
Mm-mm.
cried. I was scared.
Good for you, yeah, like,
For
you
sure.
should feel every moment of
Yeah.
that so you can get through it because let me tell you something right now. Somebody files a fake case on me, it's on site every time. I don't care time or place. We
Yeah.
could be at church. I'm running you down because
Listen,
how dare you go out of your way to try to disrupt someone's home? I bet you if somebody did that to you, you'd be pretty upset.
it's
You
also
wouldn't want anybody to do that.
it's a Class E felony to
Oh, yeah.
misuse DCS people
Yes.
who are already significantly understaffed.
And I beat out all my felonies. Try it. Yours are documented. So if you want to go round for round,
Yeah.
we absolutely can. But I'm telling you
Mhm.
now, never in life will you see me allow for someone who treated someone that way, made someone feel that, weaponize the
Yeah.
system against them that is already struggling with enough cases that we have kids like Gabriel
Yes.
Fernandez go through the
Dude,
cracks and people were begging for them to intervene.
dude, it was
Meanwhile, you're
awful.
clogging up the system because you're pissed the fuck off that somebody's what, doing a little better than you? Fucked on your man in the past? Didn't know it? I don't know. Like, whatever the reason is, it doesn't justify the means. Not to me,
Yeah.
not to anyone. And I think that you not specifically saying their name, giving them an at, for you to, and I know it's not for them, but when you love people, you protect, profess, and provide. You are providing assurance that even with the relationship that could potentially be there because of the dynamics or circumstance, that you're protecting the people involved.
Well,
And
yeah.
that shows incredible sacrifice. That
Yeah.
shows things that you taught yourself to do. You are an amazing person. Do you understand
Well,
me?
thank you. Thank
Like I
Yeah.
know it's
No, I
like
mean, and it is
crazy.
hard, and it's like, and you have these people who'll be like, it's because she was scared or any of these things. No, like
I don't give a
because
motherfuck.
of this one specific person, I guess. Like it created, and it wasn't even just that. It was this 5-year span in my life that literally gave me everything I needed. It gave me all the confidence that I needed that I am
Mm,
enough. You are enough just like you are.
mm.
It's probably not you. You're
Turns
you're not crazy. Like
yeah,
I'm over here this whole time like, God, what am I doing? Like
yeah.
what did I do? Why did that shift? Like, and it's like it wasn't you, boo. Okay? There's other things. We cannot always take all that on.
Mhm.
And
You turn your pain into true purpose.
yeah, and there is a dynamic there, like with this person. And like my daughter is directly affected by it. And I could not,
Put them
I
in a
have
position to
put
where she's
myself
impacted, right?
as her mother, I will put myself in as many uncomfortable positions as I have to in order to foster her comfort
Mm,
and her happiness
mm,
and what is best for her, even if it's not maybe what's best for her, but she still has to know. I know what that's like.
mhm.
You have to know, and I'm not going to hide that from her.
Familial alienation is emotional abuse, which is a weaponized tactic for a lot of people, and has been impactful for me in my life.
Mhm.
I ended up missing out on opportunities in relationships that could be stronger, and then when they had the opportunity to make the conscious decision to not do that because of patterns of behavior, they made the decision to weaponize relationships because that's what they know to do.
Children are not pawn on a chessboard.
And
They
it
are not.
hurt.
They are people with purpose and feelings and deep questions. And again, this is something that really triggered, like, Kid Sid during this time because it's like, I didn't just see all this happening, I could freaking feel it, man,
Mm,
like, my own childhood, like, being afraid. I had DCS involved with I was a kid, I didn't have a mom, like, "Oh my god, now I'm trying so hard to be a mom. What if they
right.
take her from me?" Like,
Yeah.
it was awful, and I would wish that pain on to nobody, but I do wanna educate you that if your children are in public school, DCS can interview your child without ever asking you, telling you, notifying you. as many times as they want to.
Because the
An
school is a mandated
anonymous
reporter, and, like,
Yes,
you
an
cannot
anonymous reporter. It is anonymous.
Mhm.
Like, yes, I did
To a
contact
certain extent.
I do have a fantastic lawyer, and, like, he's told me ways, and, like, we've had, we've had talks about this.
Mhm.
Um, and
Of
I don't
course.
know if it keeps happening, maybe for sure. The poor DCS lady says she sees it happen often. It happened to one of her moms 50 times
You're sick.
before they could finally
You're
do
fucking
something
sick.
about it.
You're
Because I'm
sick.
over here like pissed off because it was calculated. It was
Oh,
smart. Like it
yeah.
was opened. And so then it keeps you open for 3 months. So then you get another one. And then if I would have signed
On a
this
cycle.
document, I could have lost my daughter because I had another one called within the year mark right before the 1 year mark. Like, this is somebody who knows what they're doing. They know the system, and our system knows people like this exist. They
Ugh.
know that she gave my daughter a bike.
Y
Like they gave me Christmas, like they were so kind to me after a few
mm,
visits,
my my internal justice is like,
I
"Oof, you
know.
sick bitch."
But
But
we'll move
anyways
on to
but
alcoholism.
yes.
No, it's fine. We'll move on.
Yeah, but
And
now, thank you for coming back with that, and I did wanna highlight that, and I did wanna
yes.
give you your flowers in that situation as well, as clear as possible,
Yeah.
because I feel like that they needed to be said. But then we have after that, things have kinda settled, then they haven't because you're now split with
My
Welby.
son's father, and I had a pharmacist that I worked for one time tell me, the only thing more shameful than your first marriage ending is your second one. And dang. And
Fair
I
enough.
have not legally been married either time, but when you've just gone through all this shame and you're like kind of standing back up, like, ah, girl, get down 7, get back up 8. Come on, let's go.
There's a reason why they said that to not get married or move in with each other until you're married is because all the legalities
Yes.
that it takes, and when
Mhm.
you're just a boyfriend, you're just a
Mhm.
girlfriend, you can go.
Yeah.
You can leave. And I'm telling you now, that's why you're not seeing me jump into
Yeah.
nothing. That's why you're seeing me
Yes.
take my time. Because again, anytime I've ever trusted somebody to do what they said, I've been disappointed.
Yeah, and it did. Like it was a painful season also. But I had reached that breaking point that we do. And I want to just tell another like learning lesson. Like a lot of this is traumatic, and it is crazy to think about. But the minute I reached out and I called my ex-mother-in-law and I dumped it all on her, the alcoholism, the everything, and we had built this new relationship that was like all our own from the ground up throughout this time. And I was so afraid I was going to be met with all of this shame, all of this like, God, why didn't you tell me sooner? Like, oh my gosh, like they should have gotten Cora, any of that. She was like, what do you need right now?
Oh,
She
thank
got
you.
me there have been multiple times in this season because give a working single mom, a big hug. Go
Mm.
wash her fucking dishes. Go put up her towels and do a trifold on them
Shut
because
up.
there is nothing harder working. I was pulling 40, 50 hours. I had no support system. I had a lone neighbor who was helping me out. I was not receiving support from my son's father at this time because he was an alcoholic. He was withholding it from me to punish me for putting up my boundary, and I skinned a deer. I really we ate a deer that we field dressed.
Oh my god.
And let's talk about resources that they say you have available. When I first left, it was great because, there was a domestic violence situation involved with it. They gave me $1,000, no questions
That
asked.
was
They were
nice.
like, all right, awesome. Just food stamps. But like that relieves
I got
a lot of
$73
stress.
in food stamps. That
Uh,
was it.
okay, well, listen, and I don't have a job when he leaves at
Yeah.
all. So at all, like so now I'm back to like doing these side hustles. I'm cleaning. I neutered a pig for $40 with a pair of box cutters.
Stop it.
I did do that. I've helped on a family's farm.
How's
A-
the pig?
He lived.
Oh, good deal.
He probably
You
fucked.
did it right.
He lived. But
Okay.
he lived. He's fine. He's neutered. He definitely, and it was.
Oh
It was an
my
experience. I don't know who was more
god.
traumatized, me or that poor pig. But honestly, it was smooth. It was smooth. It was fine. It's fine. But I did. And then I got this cute little home health gig for this cute, adorable family called the Turners. And um, they had heard about my field dressing adventures with the deer. So I come to work the next day to a deer quartered up in a cooler that they wanna gift me. I mean, but the
Oh,
whole deer,
thank
like like, all of
you.
it
Uh,
in force in this cooler, and I'm just like, "Thank you," and I have to, like, load it up in the car and take it
like
home, and I'm, like, trying really hard to be, resourceful
grateful.
and
Yeah.
grateful, and I'm like, "I don't have time for this," but and I did, I got really deep into church again. I did a divorce course because at this point, I'm like, "Alright, it's me. They all wanna drink, like,
Amen.
I'm
Yeah.
the
I've been
problem."
there. I'm like, "Oh, actually, it's because I don't allow for people to mistreat me or disrespect my boundaries and make me uncomfortable.
Yes.
That's why it's not working out with these
Yes.
people.
Yes.
Oops. I just thought I was ugly.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know, like, I mean,
I'm
God.
not as funny as I thought."
I don't know, maybe it's because I don't wanna be shoved 10 miles up your ass, like, I really wanna be left the fuck alone, actually.
Often when guys find out that I'm smart and they can't manipulate me by simple tactics of, like, I don't know, begging
Immediate
for
gaslighting
compliments,
you,
yeah.
like, randomly buying you, like, a ring 2 weeks into knowing you. Yeah, that's happened to me.
Oh, no, I would fall for that. I would fall for that.
Yeah.
You no, love bomb me,
I
100%,
know, because
but
I know, it's so
but
ridiculous.
once you take that away, I'm gone. I'm like, "Hey, actually, what the fuck? You're not calling me a beautiful princess? Fuck you,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
weirdo. Act like you're
Yeah, I
a
catch
loser."
on very fast
Oh,
now, like, my
yeah.
pattern recognition is so good and, like
Once you fall off the pattern or
yeah,
start telling me how difficult it is to keep up with
yeah,
me and I'm so low maintenance, all you gotta do is be nice to me.
yeah.
Nope.
I know. Yeah, I
Next.
know. I mean, it is. It's basic
Check.
needs, guys. Basic needs. If you had your own house, you would have to do your own fucking dishes too. Plot twist. Like,
Literally, you'd
no,
have
and
to
they
wash your
still have
own
to be
laundry.
done.
Not everyone has a mommy.
Yeah, no. Obviously.
I'm Mr. Miyagi that. I caught it and then I let it go. That was so dumb.
It needed to live,
I
you know.
guess.
But, and through that, like, it was wonderful. Like, I was met with such, like, deep, like, love and compassion. I'm pretty sure, like, the help center did pay my electric bill one time during this.
That's
And,
really
we're
nice.
doing okay. I'm trying to, like, get a full-time job again. I've worked in healthcare for 11 years. I'm not some, like, useless piece of crap, and randomly I get this Indeed job about this rehab in Dixon. And so
Mm,
like I take it and it felt right. I come from that like my life is just revolved around that at this point. And I need a job and
right.
good hourly wage. Let's go. It is for a medical assistant, which like I have done that before at a doctor's office and things like that, but I am a certified pharmacy technician, okay? And so this is different. It's new, but get it. Us. Well, all right. Doodles.
Got it.
Oh, well,
I'm so sorry.
it's
Sick. Okay.
oh no,
I'll
you're good.
I'll edit that, I hope.
It's fine. Screw it. But I do. I land this job at this rehab. I am momming hard. I have like gone through it all for a second. Like I've had to take my son all the way to Missouri and like do 6 12-hour shifts in a row and like go back and get him. I've needed help, from my ex-mother-in-law. Like I definitely needed help, but I was feeling good, and like you started to realize like, dang, like I can do this. And like
Right.
Welby has still like I still had that on the table, like, pretty much the whole time. That's what I told him when he left. Like, you just really need to go to rehab.
Right.
Like I even tried to like get him in when I first started. Like I was
Mm.
like, listen, like it's not that bad. They'll give you Valium, man. You give Valium. It'll
I
be
I
fine.
do remember taking Valium at one point, and I was like, "Man, this is actually pretty
Yeah,
dope."
yeah, like this is fine, guys.
Yeah.
And I
House
kept
is on fire. Everything is so chill. Don't worry about it.
yeah, yeah, no, it's fine. And he didn't go. And I did. Like I I don't wanna say, like, by any means was I perfect during this, but I definitely, like, stepped into my power. I was very machine mode for sure. I mean, I'm telling you, like I was screenshotting some of these pay stubs because I hadn't worked that many hours like that at a place since I was freaking working at Vanderbilt, when I was 20 years old with no kids. I
Mm,
was not trying to work these 16-hour shifts anymore. But I was doing it and I was making pretty good money. And during this timeline, like towards, I'm pretty sure Welby ended up like letting me know. He randomly texted me, which is how it always goes. He said, I think I'm gonna go to rehab. Like
yeah.
that and
Yay.
like listen, like our
That's how it happened with
relationship.
David. He was like, okay, you might be right.
Yeah.
I accidentally wrote a couple checks under my mom's name. So
Yeah.
like,
No, it's so funny. Like
oops.
some of the conversations, that we've had now, like looking back, because he told me he's like, yeah, like after I left, I remember getting so mad at you all the time because I'm like, how can she not like clean this up? And I'd wake up to this house by myself and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm disgusting,
Yeah, like
you know?
actually, I'm a sick bitch. Like,
Yeah.
why?
He said he ordered Domino's 3 times the same day. It was the same order, and the Domino's delivery dude, like, DoorDash really should probably stop DoorDashing alcohol,
That's funny.
'cause, like, that's how he would do it. Like, he
Yep.
would just DoorDash, like, pizza and alcohol, and the
Mm.
DoorDash dude was finally like, "Dude, I'm not bringing you any more pizza."
Like, hey, actually, go cancel your next order, please, because
Yes.
I'm not coming back today.
Yeah. And like, I mean, I was very, very angry with him. And I mean, anger is the mask of sadness. So and I have gotten into, a relationship that we don't even need to touch base with that. It was not worth it, guys. Don't do it.
Yeah.
I thought maybe I could try dating an ex-heroin addict instead of an alcoholic.
Oh my god.
And, maybe it is me because he relapsed within like 4 months of us dating.
Sydney.
And I was
It's
like,
not you. It's
no, but
not
I
you.
was so, listen, I was
I
like,
get
okay,
it.
well, I have an out now,
Yeah.
because like, dude, you can't have heroin around my kids, like,
No, for real.
and it sucked because it was a total love bomb situation. Like, he got me 110%, but it is okay. And like, you're always the enemy in other people's, books, and that's fine. I'll be the villain in your story.
You were the bum in mine.
Yeah. Oh, she said it.
Yeah.
But during this time, like Welby has gone to rehab. I have still not even like made eye contact. It's funny, like looking back on this, because like I know some people are gonna be like, all right, like there's way more to the story, and there like is. So we're like, we can totally do a Q&A later or something, or
Oh
like a
yeah.
micro, or like,
We're gonna be doing a
micro
follow
stories,
up.
because it's funny.
Hmm.
But so Welby does. He goes and gets sober. I'm telling y'all, I still hated this man. There's no way on God's green earth that I believe that he was still sober either. I
After what you just went through, I wouldn't either.
and I mean, like, I'm not gonna dabble a lot into it. Like, it did. I mean, it crossed the lines. I told you guys everything I feel like you need to know about a situation as a woman. Like, you gotta go, honey.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta go.
Too
It's
much.
time. And she did, you know. And so he did. He went to rehab. He has been sober, I guess, at this point for maybe 5 months. It
Oh
is
my gosh.
now.
I'm gonna be inserting that applause because
Yeah, well,
that's
it's
amazing.
longer
Yeah.
now because it's been
Right.
since basically last August. So he is almost to a year. Like this summer, it will be a year.
Congratulations, Welby.
And that it is amazing. And
So
he
proud.
he immediately said, "Yeah, they gave me Valium," you know, and
Yes.
and I'm
I was
so
right, babe.
glad.
I was right.
I was so glad that he went. I remember even I was so mad at him. I mean, I hated this man. I'm
Hmm.
telling you, like he had done nothing but like talk bad to me and kind of be I used to tell him he was like menace to my life, and
Oh
like
yeah.
that's what it totally turned into. And again, I'm over here questioning myself, like my own judgments, like my own truths the whole
Hmm.
time. And so then we get to the big ice storm of 2026. All right. Me and my kids are losing power for 4 days. And I made the call on day 3 that I was going to take my kids to the Red Cross center at the YMCA. Like
Hmm.
I was freezing. I
Oh
was
yeah.
miserable. My kids were miserable. It was 38 degrees in the house with a wood burning stove. Again, Kelsey and Jackie dropped me off wood in the middle of this thing just to keep my dad warm, like just to make sure like he was good too while he was
Mm.
there. And I mean, I tried to get him to go with me and he was like, nah, he's a Vietnam vet. And he's like, I'll sit here with this can of beans.
I survived the ice storm in '92, baby. I'm gonna be all right.
I know. And I mean, dude, this guy's been alive since 1946. He's just like, if it's time, it's time. Like,
Make it time, Lord, please.
oh, stop
Oh,
it. I know.
oh,
Listen, y'all, I've been micro stories. That'll be fun. We'll have a whole
oh, yeah.
Grandpa Al sitcom because it
God.
is ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Um,
So now,
we
Ice Storm,
mhm,
you're in the shelter. You've been
yeah,
rescued.
by the police. Yes,
Oh
they came
my
and picked me
God.
and my two children up from my house, okay? And so we get there and I'm already kind of in cahoots. Like, dude, I mean, y'all, my phone was on 2%. Car battery won't die. Tried to jump it with a lawnmower battery. Didn't work.
Oh
We are running
no.
out of firewood. We are running out of like sustainable idea foods. I am sleeping in 2-hour increments like a newborn baby, feeding this fire, trying to keep my kids
Mm,
warm. And I was like, all right, like, no shame. Tap out, sister. Let's go.
right.
Well, I was not quite like prepared for the Red Cross. I kind of thought it'd be like a lot of people like me. No,
Hmm.
this is where all of the homeless people go to use resources during this time. So, within a matter of 30 minutes, I have some guy following me and my son around and Cora is laughing and he is so trying to be daddy and like Arlo's totally willing to let him be
Oh
daddy.
my
Like he's
God.
calling this guy daddy. And
No.
I'm not playing. 2 seconds later, I look at the front desk and there's fucking Welby Ford.
Oh
Okay.
my
And I'm
God.
like, "What?" Like, dude, this guy does not drive in bad
Me
weather.
neither.
He's not like he had already paid somebody, I guess, like come try to jump my car off out there. He's definitely like more of a I'll just pay you to do it kind of
Yeah.
guy, if it comes to that. But
Right.
he's not like a endurance driver. Like I
No.
like to drive and stuff like that. Not him. And I get there and I'm like kind of suddenly relieved, but then it like kind of dawns on me like
We're stuck together here.
no, it hadn't even dawned on me yet there.
Oh
Like,
no.
I was just like, just because I think it was just that sudden rush of how happy I was to see him. And then, I don't know. And then I was just so pissed off at him. He had actually given me, like, I'll be totally transparent here because I mean, I hate to be like this, but he gave me his phone and he was trying to find something on his phone to like check in. He didn't know his phone number and like his lock screen went on. And it
Mm.
was literally totally a girl I knew
Oh,
and, like, deeply really cared about and trusted,
you bitch.
and, I mean, I hate it because like, so I mean, truly, like, people I really, really respected that I have to see on a regular basis, that I have to face constantly, and, like, I just really wish people would stick to girl code, Like, I'm not on the look for the girl who has sent me messages about how beautiful I am and what a beautiful family I have and how
Mm.
she's praying for me
No
and
bullshit that happened to me.
like I was not prepared. Like that, like dude, when I tell you like that was a trigger. I mean, I
My favorite tattoo artist. I can never
combusted.
go back. Yeah, because his Daniel complimented her on her weight loss, and so she was like, "Oh, he's trying to slide." Bragged about it to a bunch of people, had people co-sign, sent him nudes, like all types of shit, but was in my face, like, "I'm so sorry this happened. I'm so sorry this happened." You while trying to fuck him.
Yeah, and I mean, like, and I just he had told me he'd been seeing somebody, like, I had been seeing somebody, like, yeah, I thought it was somebody from AA, like, I was not worried. I also didn't really believe him because it's something he would always say, like, yeah, like, just to piss me off. Like, if
Mm,
I got a girl, he would always say that,
right.
just to piss me off. And I just 2 hours of sleep I looked like Frank Gallagher in there, all of it, all of it. I
Me this morning.
smelled so bad, and I am giving this poor guy a piece of my mind where this guy, Craig, shout out to you, Craig, is at the front desk. And the minute I'm like, is this? And the dude's like, "Wait, what?" And I mean, I'm telling you, I let her rip tater chip. That is gonna be a core memory for my daughter.
Oh,
That is
no.
me a core memory for the entire Red Cross Center.
Yes.
And Craig asked him to end up leaving.
Right.
Okay. And so like I'm calling him still to give him a piece of my mind. Like I cannot believe like you would betray me like this after all of this,
Right.
And and he ultimately did not really know like the in depth of the situation. Like I have to like check my own truth sometimes, so like I went back through my messages like with this girl and like, I'm like, no, like I would have never seen this coming.
No, for real, yeah.
And so like I'm in the bathroom, I'm hollering at him, like Cora is hanging out with Craig and Arlo, and Craig has asked him to leave. And I go back out there and I start grabbing our stuff. And, Craig's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Do you want us to let him back in?" I'm like, I mean, he's my only ride. So I did. I walk of shame, grabbed both my kids, our bags, and we went with Welby. I didn't know where we were going.
Oh
The
my
roads
gosh.
were so terrible. He didn't have electricity at his house. There was no way we could get back to my house. And Emily and Dale had already thought about it too because they didn't want me staying at the homeless shelter, because they're
Right.
seasoned. They know what's there. I
Yes.
was like, you know what? Maybe it'll be an experience. Like, let's go.
No.
Yeah, no. So, anyways, Welby ends up taking us to this hotel, and it has a swimming pool and everything. And we stay there for like 2 or 3 days. And that first night, like I'm letting him have it, not just about this. Like this is the whole 3 years of it. Like, how could you have left me like that? How could you I've trusted you,
The
all the
hurt.
things I
Yeah.
never poured out. And, like, the next morning, I felt so much better, and, like, we just, like, kinda carried on, like, made sure the kids were having fun. We went to Goodwill, got some swimsuits from Goodwill.
Oh my god.
We got a few toys, and, I mean, I was packed to, like, go to this homeless shelter, take a shower, and come home. I have nothing.
No
We have
idea of what to
nothing.
expect,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was putting it all in God, like, "Alright, I need a nap, guys." And then, like it just nothing had happened, like, we were very just cordial, but, like, by that, like, 2nd or 3rd night, like, he was finally like, "If there is
Secret
any chance."
lovers.
No, I mean, we still didn't, like, do
Right.
that, but,
Yeah.
like, calm down, sister. But, like, by that 2nd or 3rd night, he was just like, I mean, like, if there is any chance to have our family back, like, I'll do whatever it takes. And, like, this was all God because I wouldn't have even believed he was sober. Okay.
Had it not been for that
And then we are
experience.
trapped together for, I think, a grand total of like 9 days in between these places because we can't get back to my house. Like, they are not plowing these roads in Dixon. I think we were out of power for over 4 days. House plants dead. It's rough,
Mm.
guys. But then, by the end of it, like we've kind of like made up our mind. Like we have had just a delightful time together. Like we have both grown individually and spiritually. And like we were a great match when we met.
Mhm.
It was all the shit I've dumped on all these people, it takes its toll on people. Um, and it was the first chance of like hope that I think I saw, like for our family. Like both of our kids were so much happier. Like we are happier and healthier. And it doesn't mean that everything is easy by any means. Like we've
Right.
had to have some very difficult conversations, sober,
Right, yeah.
So it's like, okay, and but I mean, I do. Like, I have faith in it, and I'm thankful, and I'm so grateful that he's sober because 'cause I'm just grateful to have him back like that,
Oh,
for sure.
I'm gonna
It's like, I mean,
cry.
but for sure, like, I'm grateful to have him back in mind, body, and spirit and just better than ever, and I'm so proud of him because
Shout out to you, Welby. I'm proud of you
absolutely,
too.
and y'all, I mean, it was bad. It was Valium taper bad. It was ruin your whole life bad. It was get fired from your job bad. Um,
And you can still come out of it.
and
You
you
can still
can
recover.
redeem absolutely everything you have lost and more, you know? And we
So,
did, So, yeah, it's
so
sweet.
now,
Mhm.
what are you up to now? What do you do now? How can we support you now?
Well, now, so I I would have done this, 2 years ago. Like, it has always been in me. Like, I love the natural world. I think as a person who comes from a lot of trauma, who has complex PTSD, the simple things in life make me happy. Plants and flowers and Mother Nature, and I have been working on this flower garden for years.
And
Um,
it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, by the way.
and I am going to open up, and I don't mind if it stays small. Like, I'm not trying to have it too big yet, but I'm focusing on my flower garden and selling bouquets and events. I'm focusing on connection over correction with my own children. We are focusing on God's word a lot more, and just finding the peace after the storm
And
and enjoying it.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And by the time this airs, you will be in business. We have
Uh-huh.
one stand up and ready, which is
Yes.
exciting.
And then I
So,
will the one in Tennessee City is what it's called. It's Tennessee City. So, and I mean, we are going to have two spots where you can buy bouquets. Right now, I'm thinking they'll get restocked probably twice a week.
mhm.
And we will go from there. Like, I don't know where I'm going, but you can come too,
And
you know?
what is the name of your business called?
The Feral Flower Co.
And are you on Instagram,
I am
Facebook?
on Facebook right now. We will be on Instagram. I will have business cards. And we are going to be serving Pleasant View, Ashland City, and the Dixon areas. And I don't mind doing small events. It is mostly native flowers and dahlias, roses, zinnias, and things like that.
In season florals. That is so
Absolutely. I know.
exciting.
And I love it. And I have my backup plan because of my time, working my last 12 years. I've always wanted to be a nurse. So, those are in the future goals as well, is to schedule that HESI exam. And I'm going to go ahead and do that program and knock it out. And we are going to actually thrive instead of survive for a little
I'm
while.
so proud of you.
Thanks, Boo.
All right. Now,
Mm,
this isn't my. I know things have been different with this three-part series,
yes.
so I'm getting back to our normal exits. I have been posting the tip of the week and the Monday mantra on social media. By the time this airs, I will be sure to post the links of how you can support Sydney's socials. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I want to thank you for being a part of the journey because we have had an amazing time from getting to know you and hearing you, understanding you, and seeing your growth to getting to support you in your business. Like that's what I love to do.
Mm,
It truly makes me feel like
yeah.
I don't know, better, but
No, I mean, and I just really want to inspire everybody, to keep going. Like, God, if you're at rock bottom long enough, drop some seeds down, baby.
and
And I was there. It was cute. I had it cozy. Had a cute little, egg chair too.
I
Like,
love that.
so
Oh my
just
gosh.
keep going.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in and listening. If you haven't already, please like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. I want to shout out our new subscribers to YouTube. We do have full episode visuals. I include the link in our episode bio. And if you're listening on a streaming service, when you subscribe to the show, you become, I think, ad free on Apple. Again, thank you guys so much. We love you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. You get to
Yay.
talk.